Hey guys, it's Mrs. Lacefield here again, and today I'm really excited. We're going to make oobleck. I had a student request that we do that last week, so that's what we're going to do today. I've got everything prepared for it. I'm going to talk to you about how you would make it, tell you a few cool things that you're going to do, and then we're going to do an experiment with it. So I'm really excited. I don't know how the experiment's going to turn out. We're going to find out together. It's going to be fun. Um, really quick though, before I show you how to make oobleck, there are a few things I want you to be aware of, okay? So, first of all, today for your work, I'm not putting up another spiral review. This is what I need you to work on. First of all, you need to get caught up on all of the work that you haven't done already. So those will be all the other spiral reviews, the area review that I posted yesterday, and the what is it called? Comparing and contrasting assignment for this week. Okay, so please make sure you work on those. If you're all the way finished with those, I need you to work on Imagine Learning and on Prodigy. And please, please, please also make sure that you're reading for at least 20 minutes a day. Okay, reading really helps you improve so much. So make sure you do that. Second thing, um, I had some students request other science experiments that they want us to do. Someone said something about magnets, and as soon as I can find my husband's magnets, we're gonna do an experiment with them. My husband's got these big, round, strong, strong magnets somewhere. When he gets home from work, I'll ask him where they are. In fact, they're so strong once that he thought it would be fun to put one on the inside of a cabinet, one on the outside of the cabinet, so it was connected through the wood, and he moved the one on the outside of the cabinet around, so it would move the inside one, if that makes sense. But it's so strong that it hit up against a glass mason jar that we had in there that we were keeping loose change in, and it shattered the whole mason jar. So I had to clean out the cabinet, and there was little pieces of glass all over. So they're really strong magnets. I hope we can find them because I think we can do some fun things with them. Um, if you can think of any other kind of science experiments that you would like to see, let me know. I think it'd be fun if I could do about like one science experiment a week or something like that with you guys. I also have a couple of other videos that I'm hoping I'll be able to get to show you. For instance, my sister-in-law, and this is more like just a fun video. It's educational, but it's fun too. My sister-in-law over at their house have little chicken eggs that are about to hatch anytime. So I asked her if she could video that and send it to me, so I could show you guys the little baby chicks hatching because I think that'd be so fun. And yes, technically it's science, but it's also just kind of like a fun video. You get to see how that works. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get that kind of stuff. And then the third thing, what was the third thing? Oh, that's what it was. Okay. I also have some requests for guided drawings that I'll do. And I'm only going to do one guided drawing a week. So next Monday, probably, or maybe Tuesday, is when I'll post the next guided drawing. And I've got a lot of requests. I've got requests for drawing sharks, for drawing crabs, for drawing monsters, and for drawing foxes. So what I'll probably do is I'll put those in a hat. I'll draw one out. So I feel like that's the most fair way to do it. And then we'll draw that. And I will try to get through all of the guided drawings that you guys want to do. If I can't do them when we're doing school online, when we get back to the classroom, we'll do some more guided drawings as well. So please, 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 please keep giving me suggestions of what you would like to see. All right? Okay, now to start on Oobleck. Now, Oobleck, you need technically only two things, okay? You need something called cornstarch, and cornstarch is kind of cool. I've got this big container of it. My husband and I, we went to Sam's Club back in December, bought this, and it's probably going to last us years because we don't use cornstarch a lot. But a lot of times there's smaller containers than this. A lot of times they're yellow, but it'll just say cornstarch on the front. Sometimes there's a little picture of a corn because it actually comes from corn. And it looks kind of like a mix between flour and powdered sugar. It's got that texture of powdered sugar if you guys know what it looks like. So right here, I already have it measured out because I was afraid it would be messy if I measured it out in my office. So I measured it out in the kitchen just in case it made a mess. So right here, I've got 1 full cup of cornstarch. Okay, so you can see it's just all in there. I actually used little measuring cups. Okay, I used fourths, so I had to do 4 of them, right? 4 fourths equals 1 whole. So doing some math there too, which is nice. So I've got 1 full cup of cornstarch in here. And then the second thing that you need is water. Okay, and for 1 cup of cornstarch, oh, I should give this disclaimer. If you are going to make oobleck, you have to have permission from your parents. Okay? You have to have permission from your parents. And the reason why it's not because it's like a dangerous experiment, but it's a very messy experiment. And I'm a little bit nervous about it being here in my office. But the good thing is cornstarch cleans up pretty easily. And I might have some white spots on the carpet after. I'm hoping not, but it will get messy. So ask your parents, okay? So we've got the cornstarch and then we've got water. So right here in my liquid measuring cup, I've got 2 cups of water. Okay, I also measured that out. My water, it's just lukewarm water. Um, it might be kind of fun one day to see the difference between hot water, ice cold water, and lukewarm water for oobleck. Mine, it's a little more on the cold side. It's not like something you want to take a bath in, but it feels pretty good to swim in it, if that makes sense. So I've got water and cornstarch. And I looked up the recipe for it online, and it said that for 1 cup of cornstarch, you need 1.5 to 2 cups of water. So I measured out 2 cups because that's the most I'll need, and I'm going to just pour it in slowly, mix it up, and then wait till we get the right consistency. Okay? Oobleck is actually something called a non-Newtonian fluid, which means that it's got the properties of a solid, right? A solid would be like this spoon, right? Holds its shape. It doesn't have to be in a container. A lot of solids are kind of hard. Not always. They don't always have to be hard. But this is a solid. Okay, this is a solid. My headset's a solid. My chair's a solid. The wall's a solid. Um, let's see, something that's soft is a solid. Like a pillow is technically a solid, even though it's not hard, right? So solid and liquid. So it's got both of those property. A liquid would be like water, milk, melted ice cream, stuff like that, where you have to have a container in order for it to have a shape, right? Right now, the water is taking the shape of the liquid measuring cup. If I were to pour in something else, like say a square container, then it would become a square shape, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some in there. I'm going to mix it all up, and then once it gets to be the right consistency, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like, then we've made oobleck. And I'll show you what it looks like, the non-Newtonian fluid. Then I'm going to mix some colors. I've got this food coloring right here. These are little gel food coloring that I use to decorate cookies at Christmas time. And I've only got the 4 colors, red, blue, green, and yellow. And I have had a few requests for a couple different colors. I had a request for blue, a request for black, which maybe if I mixed all the colors together, it would kind of get to be a black. I think it'd probably look more gray than black, but that's how that would be. And then a request for pink. And I think if I put just a little bit of red, it might be pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 colors in and mix it all up. Now, if you want the oobleck to be a solid color, what I would suggest doing is I would suggest putting the food coloring, and liquid food coloring would work better than gel food coloring for this, but gel food coloring will work too, okay? You'll just have to mix more. But you put the food coloring in the water, so the water gets to be that color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water in first into the oobleck, so the oobleck's going to be white, and then we're going to mix the color in and make it all swirly, okay? So, right here I've got my cornstarch. I'm going to try to pour about half of this in. Okay, please don't spill all over the computer stuff. My husband would not be happy about that. Okay, and that's about half of, it's not quite half. Oh, I don't even know if this bowl's big enough. We might be having lots of oobleck. Okay, so I've got about half of the water in. Let me see if I can get that pointed down just a little bit so I can stir it a little bit better. Okay. I don't want to make a mess. I wish I could set this down on the... This feels cool. Hold on, I'm going to set it down on... I got to scrape the bottom. I'm having a hard time with that when I'm holding it up there like that. Oh yeah, I can see the cornstarch is already acting weird. Honestly, I don't know if it's that exciting to... Oh god, that's heavy. If it's going to be that exciting to watch me mix it, because it just looks kind of like I'm stirring around milk, like really thick milk. But it's going to be cool once I can get that all mixed in. It takes a minute. Okay. Just gotta be patient, keep stirring. If I try to stir too fast, I think I will make a mess. I'd rather not do that. There we go. You know what? Maybe that's too much water. I don't know. We'll see. That's what it said online to do. Here we go. Good thing I have the cornstarch up here in case I need it, right? Oh, we're getting it stirred, getting it stirred. Here we go. Here we go. I think that is too much water. Yeah, that's too much water. Okay, so I have put in, let me see, if I start out at 2 cups, now I am at, oh, a cup and a fourth. I've only put in 3/4 of a cup, but it is just pure liquid right now. See, that's not how it's supposed to look. So that obviously is not how it should be done. What we're going to do now, so we're going to add more cornstarch. If I would have been prepared, I would have brought the measuring cup and I would tell you exactly how much to put in here. So I'm going to just use my spoon, because it's just water. It's okay. Let's see, I would guess it probably, oop, so that's 1 scoop. Let me see if I can show you. 2 scoops. I would guess that's about 1/4 cup. I'm going to put another 1/2 cup in, so 3 scoops. 4 scoops, right? So if I have, oh, I can already feel that getting thicker. If I have 2 scoops equals 1/4 cup, if I want to get half, I gotta do 4 scoops, right? So, good, this is our math lesson for the day. Here we go. It's all up there on top. I'm gonna mix it around for a second. The good thing is if I've got a little bit too much cornstarch, I have more water. So sometimes I guess you can't trust everything it says online, right? It said I needed 2 cups for 1 cup of cornstarch. Did not work out that way. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's... It almost feels weird just to mix it. Like, as I'm mixing it, it feels, oh, God, so thick. And, like, I don't know, I could mix it really well on the top and then inside of it. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is going to be Oobleck. I just need to get all of it really, really wet. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, golly. That might be too much cornstarch. Okay, so basically I put about 1.5 cups of cornstarch in there. And about, whew, that's hard to stir now. It'll get really hard to stir when it gets to be the right thing. Um, so about 1.5 cups of cornstarch and about 3/4, ooh, yeah, 3/4 of a cup of water. And in fact, some of this is a little bit too watery still. It's getting there though. I might need to add just a little bit more cornstarch. It's getting hard to move around, but I don't think it's quite where I want it. Okay. Just a little bit more cornstarch. I think that'll make it better. Woohoo! Almost lost my spoon in it. I'm so sorry, guys, that you can't see very well. I'm going to remove the... I'm going to remove that camera, and I'll let you... I'll show you me mixing it. I'm going to add 2 more scoops. You know what? 4 scoops was a lot. I think I'm just going to add the 1. Yep, I'm just going to add the 1. Okay. Here we go. Let me take this camera off. Okay, so right here, you can see that I've got the cornstarch on the top. Let me see if I can... How do I mix this really well? And it's like having a hard time getting mixed in. It looks just really, really thick, right? If I had another arm, this would make it so much easier. Or what? Maybe... I'm sorry, guys. Let's put it right here. See if that works. Oh, come on. My husband made this work for him the other day. Come on now. Whoop. Sorry, this is the worst recording ever, but we'll just go like this. So you could see, oh god, that it's getting really, really almost chunky, right? So as I'm mixing it, oh, sorry guys, those were my shorts. As I'm mixing it, you could see that it's almost like pulling and cracking, right? Trying to mix it really well. Ugh. Whoop. Haha, that was a good example of what it looks like. Okay. Now, I'm going to put you back on here. I'm so sorry. Not a very good recording. Please forgive me for not... Oh goodness, I don't even know how to put this back on. For not knowing how to record things. Okay, so this is a good example of Oobleck now. So you could see that when I pull it out, it turns into a liquid, right? Like it just looks like sloppy stuff going down. But when I pull the spoon through it, it almost starts to be a solid. In fact, I'm going to set this spoon aside. I'm going to show you with my fingers. So if I just hit it with my fingers get a little bit on it, but it's basically a solid. In fact, I saw this video once where someone made a lot of this and they were able to run across it. But if I set my fingers in, it just slides down. It's a liquid, right? Right now I'm slapping it. And my fingers aren't sinking like it would for regular water. But if I just let my fingers settle, it goes all the way down to the bottom. Right? It's pretty cool stuff. Okay. Now, and this is why I'm wearing this jacket today, just in case my hands get really gross because it needs to be washed anyway. I should have brought a towel, but I'm using my jacket instead. Like I said before, cornstarch, it's easy to clean. Oh, God. Had a little piece that fell on my pants, and then it became solid, and then a liquid again. Okay, so I want to show you this. So we've got the Oobleck, and I've got this little toy, and if I hit the toy on there, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, if I hit the toy on, it's not sinking, right? It almost looks like it's bouncy on the top, and that's because of the cornstarch. It almost makes like a layer for it. But then if I set the toy in, it just sinks. Ugh. Pretty cool. And something that people like to do with Oobleck is they like to put them in something called a sand and water table. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before. They're really cool. I wish I had one so I could show you guys some more experiments with that. The tiger is going to go in that extra water. But they like to put it in there. They like to put it through like a strainer, which would be, the stuff that you put spaghetti in and see how that works and everything. But what we're going to do, and I wish I would have set this station up better so you guys can see things better, is I'm going to put two colors in there and then start mixing it. So the two colors we're going to put are blue and red. So here we go. Blue and red. So right here, the Oobleck. We're going to do the blue first. Goodness, if I can open it. There we go. Okay. And what my prediction is, since this is a gel, it's not going to sit on top. It's going to kind of go in between, right? Oh, wait, here we go. Some blue. Oh, yeah, it sinks down just a little bit. So there's some blue food coloring. That little bit's going to go a long ways. Almost looks like I have a frowny face on there. And now the red, if we do just a little bit of red, I think it'll turn pink. So let's try that. So we've got blue. We've got red. Oh, come on. A little bit less red. Okay, there we go. If we mix it all together, it's going to make a pretty purple color. So let's start mixing. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's start mixing and see what happens. I'm not very good at recording this, obviously. Ugh, man, look at that blue. Oh, the reds mixed it together. This looks kind of cool. It actually reminds me a little bit of like Crest toothpaste, like how that looks. I don't know about you guys, but that's what it looks like to me. Oh, come on. I'm getting little bubbles. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that. Where I was able to pull up a big part. It catches and then it goes. Oh, yeah, that looks cool. Look at that. Sorry, guys, I wasn't able to make pink. It's making blue. It's making some purple in there. You want? I'm going to, for the next science experiment, I'm going to figure out a better way to record so we could see this a little better. But do you see that? Do you see like the big parts I'm able to pull up? The solid and then it goes liquidy? Like that. Oh, that's a big chunk of food coloring. That's pretty cool. There we go. I wish I was at school with you guys and I could have you guys play around with this because it is so much fun to mess with this. I've made this once before with one of my other classes, not with food coloring. We didn't have food coloring, but just playing with it, and the kids thought it was the coolest thing ever. And this was sixth graders, and sixth graders sometimes have a hard time thinking things are cool. All right, if we even have food coloring that's down there at the bottom that's not mixing up. Do you guys see those little darker parts that are coming up? This is awesome. Okay, so that is Oobleck. Now, Oobleck actually has a story with it too. It's a Dr. Seuss story that if I can find it, I'm going to attach it with your Google Classroom assignment if you would like to listen to it. But the one last thing that we're going to do with Oobleck, and man, I wish that you guys were here so you could play with it and touch it and see how you can slap it and your fingers don't slip through. It's so cool, so cool. So if your parents let you, please make Oobleck. Now, the original recipe that I said obviously didn't work. So far in here, I've got about a cup and a half to a cup and 3/4 ish cornstarch to about 3/4 cup of water. Okay. What you want to do is you want to be able to have a good balance between cornstarch and water so that if you slap it, your fingers don't slip through. But if you let your fingers sit, then they'll sink like water. Okay. Um, One last thing that I read online that's really cool to do is I'm going to put this in the freezer and I'm going to freeze it for a few hours. Um, I don't know what's going to happen from that. I've never done that before, and online it didn't tell me what happens. So, what my idea is, what I think is going to happen, and this is my hypothesis or my prediction, and below this video, I'm going to have you predict what you think is going to happen when I freeze this. Okay, I'll upload another video tonight. But what I think is going to happen, since we have so much water in it, and water freezes and makes ice, I think it's gonna be like almost like little ice crystals, and that maybe I could get a glob out and like hold it in my hands, and it's gonna be really cold, and then maybe if I just let it sit, then it kind of melts in my hands. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But tell me, what do you think? Tell me if you like this video. It would be so much more fun if I could have you do it with me. So hopefully your parents will say yes so that you can experience how cool it is um, to have Oobleck. It's so fun. But let me know if you like that. Let me know any other experiments that maybe you would like to do, and I'll talk to you later.